Coming right up, another fun varsity sports show.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hi kids, this is DJ Soulman from the Funk Junkies, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show with my man Vince Delicio. And what's your last name?
It's Delicio.
Okay, that's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, right.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is brought to you by AC by J, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Drains.
This program is paid for by the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization, and its partners.
You are listening to the Varsity Sports Show Summer Edition on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring Tyler Bender, Jake Brown, Trevor Goodwin, Lindsey Selzer, and Xander Simmons. And now, the Varsity Sports Show.
Good Saturday morning, Arizona. How are we doing today? Welcome back to another version of Varsity Sports Show. My name is Lindsey Selzer, and I'm coming live in the studio with you with Jake Brown right next to me. Hi, Jake. How are you doing this Saturday morning?
I'm doing great this morning. It's been a bright, sunny day. It was having trouble with traffic on the way down here, but worked out okay.
Give us the little traffic report. I mean, we are a local Arizona show, so just give it to us. So let's maybe help some people out on their way to their Saturday morning activities.
Yeah, so on the way here, I don't know what exits they are, but on the way here from the west side,
were you coming from downtown?
I was coming from downtown.
Okay.
So there were two exits to the Hubbard station that were closed. So my mom and I had to do a little bit of a puzzle trying to get down here, do a little bit of a road trip down here, but it was all right. We got here early, got here on time, and now we're live.
Yes, we are live, and it's a great Saturday morning. Did you have a good week so far?
I did have a good week, just chilling all week.
Just chilling inside, yeah. I assume?
Yes, it's been very hot outside.
Yes, I mean, I couldn't even go outside this week. This was really my first week of the summer where I could not be outside doing my thing in the sun, by the pool. I couldn't even handle it. It was too hot.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like a homebody this week. It just was just inside. My roommate's gone, so it was just me. So
oh, man.
I just watched a lot of movies, watched a lot of TV shows, played some video games. So I kept myself entertained.
Well, me too. I was doing a puzzle last night. I have a puzzle addiction. I can do 1,000-piece puzzles if I sit down with the TV in the background in probably 5 hours.
When I was in Maine a couple years ago, we got this French bulldog puzzle, but all the pieces were similar to it. Not pieces shape of the pieces, but the colors of the pieces were so similar. It was just impossible to do. My parents and I didn't really do it, but my parents gave up by day 2 because it was just so annoying trying to figure out which pieces went where.
I understand. I have a part like that in my Little Mermaid puzzle right now. But anyway, enough about us. We have a great show coming for y'all today. Tons of pre-recorded content along with live content. Jake and I didn't do this on purpose, but both of our live segments today include our dads. No, it is not Father's Day if anybody is confused. But I don't know how that happened exactly, but I'm really excited for both of it. We have the Lowdown with Lindsey, which is actually coming up next, and healthy mix of sports and pop culture just like me. It's my favorite segment, if I'm being a little biased here. And that's where I give my sports and pop culture news for the week. So I'm excited for y'all to hear that. And usually it is in the second hour, but I thought when I was slating the show that we should do it first today. So without further ado, the Lowdown with Lindsey is coming up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Lindsey Selzer from Varsity Sports Show, and welcome back to the Lowdown with Lindsey, where you get a healthy mix of sports and pop culture, just like me. All right, so let's get right into it. The sports stories for this week. We got some NFL news to start off. So, big news, the Cleveland Browns have agreed to trade quarterback Baker Mayfield to the Carolina Panthers in exchange for a conditional draft pick, a source confirmed to ESPN Thursday. The Panthers will pay $4.85 million of Mayfield's salary, while the Browns will pay $10.5 million. Mayfield has agreed to forego the remainder of his $18.8 million salary to facilitate the deal, which is pending a physical. The Browns will receive either a 4th or 5th round pick in 2024, depending on Mayfield's playing time in Carolina. The news was first reported by the NFL Network. Mayfield, the number 1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, joins the Panthers team that already has Sam Darnold, the number 3 overall selection in 2018, on its quarterback depth chart as well. And the Panthers has also selected Matt Corral at a 3rd round pick of this year's draft. Now, Mayfield and Darnell, who competed with each other, become the number 1 pick in 2018, will compete again in training camp to vie to be on the Panthers starting this season. So it's really funny that Mayfield and Darnold, who have already competed against each other for the number 1 draft pick in 2018, are going to compete again in training camp against each other for a starting spot on the Panthers. So I think that that's going to be some fun, friendly competition, fun to watch in training camp. Very exciting trade, very big trade. I'm excited to see how this rolls out into our next NFL season. All right, on to our second story. So for my second sports story, I really wanted to talk about a woman in sports, talk about women in sports, because I'm also really passionate about that. So I found a very cool story. At 34, Tatiana Maria reaches Wimbledon semifinals for the first time. Very cool news. This first semifinalist at this year's Wimbledon is the oldest woman remaining in the draw. Tatiana Maria, a 34-year-old German who returned to the tour less than a year ago following the birth of her second daughter, advanced to the semifinal at a Grand Slam tournament for the first time in her 35th appearance. She beat another German 22-year-old to secure her spot. It's really amazing what she's doing. She really just gave birth, a year ago. That's not very long ago. And the fact that she's made it this far, and this is her 10th appearance in the All England Club, and she has become only the 6th woman in the Open era to reach Wimbledon semifinals after turning 34. Her best previous performance was reaching the 3rd round in 2015. She's never even made it that far at the other 3 major tennis tournaments. So just amazing and incredible news for her. I'm rooting for her as a mother. There's always a stigma, especially with women in sports, about getting older and how long you can stay doing this profession, playing your game, doing what you love. And it's really cool that she's breaking this stigma and showing that it's still possible at any age to play any sport and do what you can do. All right, time to get into pop culture. So I'm going to keep it pretty light today. This is a great story that actually was my favorite week of everything that I saw in all the news. It really put a smile on my face. And what it was a story about Miles Teller's grandma campaigning for him to be the next James Bond. Leona Flowers, aka Miles Teller's grandma, is telling everybody really who she thinks should be cast in the next James Bond movie, and that is her grandson. She tweeted, "They're looking for an actor to replace Daniel Craig for the future 007 movies. I think my grandson, Miles Teller, has proven that he has everything they're looking for: talent, looks, strength, worldwide appeal, and oh, so cool. He can be that guy. Wouldn't that be great?" Her tweet then went viral, and it's truly so adorable and cute, and honestly a great idea. I think she has a good point. Miles Teller would be a great James Bond. He did very well in Top Gun, and other than that, he has many other accolades as well. So I think that he would be great for the role. And last but not least, we got a little food pop culture news for you all. Actually, I could be helping you get a free sandwich, so listen up. Subway is giving fans several reasons to celebrate, 12 to be exact. There's a menu revamp of 12 new sandwiches. And the recently unveiled menu items all have unique names and numbers, which will make ordering faster and quicker. According to a release, the sub-chain's culinary team tested hundreds of recipes and took over a year to decide on which 12 sandwiches would make the Subway series lineup. The new items all fall under 4 categories, starting with cheesesteaks, which include Philly, the Outlaw, and the Monster. Another flavor, Umbrella, dubbed in the Italianos, includes 3 sandwiches, Supreme Meats, Bella Mazzo, and the Boss. Of course, chicken gets its own category with the sandwiches named the Mexicali and the Great Garlic and the Champ. Rounding out the list are the clubs, which are the All-American Club, the Subway Club, and the Turkey Cali Club. Some menu standouts are the Monster Cheesesteak, which offers juicy steak plus more add-ons like bacon and peppercorn ranch. The Outlaw Cheesesteak, on the other hand, has a smoky edge with the Baja Chipotle sauce and pepper jack cheese. So on July 12th, the sandwich chain is giving up to 1 million free sandwiches, 6-inch Subway Series subs. Simply stop into any Subway location participating from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. to grab a free sandwich. So go look up, see if your local Subway's participating. And that's all I got today, folks. My name is Lindsey Selzer from Varsity Sports Show. I'll always be bringing you a Lowdown with Lynn segment where you get a healthy mix of sports and pop culture just like me. Tune in next time. Bye, y'all.
All right, that was the Lowdown with Linz, where you get a healthy mix of sports and pop culture just like me. And that was just the beginning to get our show kicked off today. We had to kick off with a little bit of me. But I have to ask you a question before we go to break. Very serious question.
Yes.
What are your opinions on Subway, just like in general?
Not my favorite sandwich chain. I prefer Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is
Absolutely
top dollar. Even though you're paying more, you're getting more quality. But Subway, if you're looking for something that's like fast, easy, and you're not too hungry, and it's cheap, Subway's the way to go.
What do you think of the smell in there?
No.
Some people crave that smell, that smell. I think those people are sick.
I agree. I don't like the smell in there.
I don't even know what it smells like, but it's just not something people want to bottle it up and like put that on their body. Like, disgusting. Sorry. If that's any of you listening, I'm really sorry, but I just have like the slightest bit of judgment for you. It's just a little bit disgusting, a little bit nasty. I just want to say really quickly, because I know we've talked about this in the past, but this week premiered the new season of Big Brother, and I started watching. I'm all caught up. Are you watching this year?
I haven't started it yet, and I really should. I just haven't had, even though I've just been watching other things, and there's just so many things I need to catch up on, but I will start watching Big Brother sometime this week.
I'll definitely have some sort of Big Brother recap somewhere, somehow in the Varsity Sports Show and one of the shows coming up for the summer, because it's just such a great show, and it really occupies me, especially in this heat, because it is on 3 times a week. Also, there are live feeds, as you know. And for those of you who don't know, Big Brother is one of the oldest reality shows along with Survivor, and I've been watching for a few years now. It's just really good. It's kind of hard to explain, but anyway, onward with our show. We have a lot coming up for y'all after the break. We have Jake's Now Showing segment, and I wonder if he's going to talk about the movie that I saw yesterday. So we'll see. So tune in after this. We'll be back.
Catch the Doug Gottlieb Show weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and online at KDUS1060.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Lindsey Selzer, and I am a sports journalism master's student at ASU. You could look forward to hearing me every weekend on the Varsity Sports Show from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Saturdays. You can expect to hear a Lowdown with Lynn segment every single week, where you'll find a healthy mix of sports and pop culture just like me. I'll be bringing you all the biggest sports and pop culture headlines, along with many more fun segments. You could also catch me time to time hosting the show. I can't wait to bring y'all loads of great content this summer.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675. Hey guys, Vince here. Please join me in welcoming the 2022 Varsity Sports Show Summer Broadcast Team.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Selzer from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism.
Hi, I'm Trevor Goodwin from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
Hi, I'm Jake Brown from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hi, I'm Xander Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School.
Hi, I'm Tyler Bender from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Interact with Bob Kemp's poll question on KDUS1060.com. That's KDUS1060.com. And while you're there, check out Bob Kemp's bottom line at KDUS1060.com.
Hello, Varsity Sports Show. I'm Jake Brown, and here's what's now showing at a theater near you. In TV show news, Ms. Marvel came to its conclusion on Wednesday. The 6-episode series concluded with a post-credit scene in typical Marvel fashion. The show was the highest-rated Marvel property on Rotten Tomatoes with a 98% critic rating, which you'll have to agree is very good. The next Marvel TV show is She-Hulk, which will be released on August 17th. The Russo brothers' new movie, The Gray Man, was recently released in theaters this weekend. The movie stars Marvel alum Chris Evans, who the Russos made 4 movies with, along with Ryan Gosling and Ana de Armas. Sierra Six, played by Gosling, is being hunted down by former CIA agent Lloyd Hansen, played by Evans. The Gray Man will release on Netflix on July 22nd. If you're looking for a less action-packed drama, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris is your movie to see this weekend. Set in the 1950s, Mrs. Harris, a widowed housekeeper, falls in love with a couture Dior dress and decides she must have it. After saving up a fortune, she embarks on a trip to Paris. The movie is getting fantastic critic reviews with an 8.2 on IMDb and a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank, takes dogs versus cats to a whole other level. Hank, voiced by Michael Cera, is a down-on-his-luck dog whose village is being threatened by an evil villain cat, voiced by Ricky Gervais. In response, Hank wants to become a samurai to take down the evil cat, and a reluctant Samuel L. Jackson cat decides to help him. This animated kids movie is getting below-average reviews, but it should be a fun movie for kids. Finally, Where the Crawdads Sing was released to theaters this weekend. Based on the book by the same name, an abandoned girl named Kia raises herself in the marshlands of North Carolina. After opening herself to a couple of men, one of them is found dead, and Kia is the main suspect, leading Kia to go on the run and for us to learn the secrets of the marshlands. That's it for Now Showing. I'm Jake Brown, Varsity Sports Show.
This is Trevor Goodwin for Varsity Sports Show of your NBA Hardwood update of the week. The news continues to come out as Summer League goes on in Las Vegas. First, sources told ESPN that the Utah Jazz are willing to listen to possible trade scenarios for the All-Star guard Donovan Mitchell. The price seems to be steep as the Utah Jazz are looking for a similar deal that they received from the Minnesota Timberwolves for Rudy Gobert. Mitchell has 4 years and $134.9 million remaining on his maximum extension he signed during the 2020 offseason. The last season as a player option for $37.1 million. Utah has made the playoffs the past 6 seasons, the longest current streak in the Western Conference, but the Utah Jazz have not advanced past the second round during that span. The Jazz GM, Justin Zamek, made it clear that the Jazz are interested in bringing Donovan Mitchell back, but believes that change is inevitable in the NBA, and he couldn't sit here and say anybody's untouchable. Keep an eye on this situation because many teams will be interested in acquiring the young star in hopes of building an NBA Finals contender. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver held a news conference last week from the league's owner meetings. He was asked about Kevin Durant's trade request and he was not happy. He said this needs to be a two-way street. Teams provide enormous security and guarantees to their players, and the expectation in return is that they'll meet their end of the bargain. He also said, I'm realistic and there's always conversations going on behind closed doors between players and the representatives and the teams. But we do not like to see players requesting trades and we do not like to see it playing out the way it is. It will be interesting to see this situation's impact on the next collective bargaining agreement. Another thing to keep an eye on in the next CBA talks is the age limit for eligible drafted players. Adam Silver was in favor of this idea, saying it's the right thing to do. This could lower the age to 18, which will have major implications for college programs. Other news coming from Silver's press conference was the rule change to take fouls. Now the team whose break was stopped will get one free throw which can be shot from any player on the floor and will also retain possession. This rule change will not be in effect in the final 2 minutes of a game or will not apply if the offensive player is fouled in the act of shooting. The governors also voted to make the play-in tournament permanent going forward, so the teams that finish 7th through 10th in each conference will play to secure the 7th and 8th playoff berths at the end of the season. Great news for the former players from the American Basketball Association who will now be eligible for what the NBA is calling recognition payments in a program funded jointly by the league and the current players union. The NBA will split $24.5 million to an estimated 115 surviving players who had at least 3 seasons in the ABA but did not qualify for the NBA's pension plan. The players eligible will receive $3,828 annually per year of service. This will be used as many former players are struggling to pay for rent, afford to pay off medical bills, and to buy basic necessities. The NBA is coming off of a massive financial year with revenue topping $10 billion for the first time and basketball-related income reaching $8.9 billion, which is another record. The league is also seeing tremendous success from the Summer League, which is growing in popularity. This is Trevor Goodwin for Varsity Sports Show of your NBA Hardwood update of the week. See you next time for another report.
And it feel like game time. Trying to see game 5. I'ma let them know that I got hang time. Then I hit with the fade like okay.
That was Trevor with our NBA update. I mean, I know there's lots going on in the NBA this week, especially locally, and I know that I'm going to get into it with my dad in the live segment, so I don't really want to, LARP too much on this right now. But you actually did talk about the movie that I saw yesterday in the Now Showing segment, which is Where the Crawdads Sing, which is a great book by Delilah Owens that I read, I would say maybe a little more than a month ago, but I breezed through it. Everyone said the start was slow, but for me it wasn't. Reading the book and seeing the movie, obviously the book is better because you get things from Kaya's perspective. You're in Kaya's head, where the movie gives you more of the visuals of the swamplands. Do you know anything about the story of Where the Crawdads Sing?
Only from the synopsis I read online.
It's an amazing story. And the movie, I thought it did it justice, but I'm not like the harshest movie critic. It's really not hard to please me when there's a movie on. It doesn't take much. So I was happy with it overall. And it was a really good experience. I went to the movie theater in Tempe Marketplace. Harkins, yeah. I keep saying Hawkins. I don't know why I say that. Harkins, which was actually really nice. I had a reclining chair. Going to the movies at 5 o'clock is a very weird time, but I feel like it's better than getting out when you go to a 7 o'clock movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. And I used to work at that theater for a very short amount of time. But I mean, it was when I lived in Tempe, it was my go-to theater, and now it's AMC because I live in downtown. But I mean, I'm excited. I'm seeing it this weekend with my mom. So
at the downtown AMC.
Yes, at the downtown AMC.
Do you already have your tickets? Do you like pre-order your tickets?
I actually have like one of those ticket vouchers, like free ticket vouchers, and
cool.
They're in my room right now. I gotta figure out where they are. I think they're near my desk. So,
you'll have to find those.
I'll find them. I believe I know where they are. I haven't lost them, Mom, if you're listening. But yeah, it's gonna be a great time. I'm excited. I've heard it's like you said, it's similar to the book. The author said it's very similar to the book, Delilah Owens. So yeah.
Also, the Taylor Swift of it all, for those of you that don't know, which is probably everyone here, I, Lindsey Selzer, am about the biggest Taylor Swift fan. It's not something that I just throw at people because people give so much judgment when you say you're a Taylor Swift fan. But I have been to every single tour that she's ever put on and plan to going to the rest of them as long as we both live, me and Taylor, of course. But the Taylor Swift of it all for Where the Crawdads Sing is that she has this song, Carolina, that is for the movie, which obviously takes place in North Carolina. So I really haven't researched, being the big fan I am, I haven't really researched if this song was from the vault, which means she wrote it in the past. So I theorize that she wrote this after she read the book because the book is probably over 10 years old. It's been on the best-selling list forever, like years on years. So I'm really hoping that she read this book a while ago and just happened to write it rather than the movie was coming out and they were like, write a song.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. She's so good. And she's so good at writing from other people's perspective. It's amazing. And honestly, we have a great show for y'all coming up. I know that my dad's going to get in here after the break for sure. And your dad as well, but that's going to be a little bit later. We also have our regular segments like It's Dylan, Whip It Up with Tyler. We got Xander and Israel, a recruiting spotlight, of course. And we have Beal. And what are you most excited for today?
Yeah, you know what? I'm excited. Obviously, I'm excited to talk about my dad. But honestly, this is a solid lineup. I think it's going to be a very good show today.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And it's going to be really hot today, so I really hope that everybody's staying inside, staying safe. Go get your Little Mermaid puzzles, like me. I'm trying to think of the other puzzle I have. I can't think of it right now, but it's sitting in my cabinet. I had to stop doing puzzles for a little bit because I was being a bit too antisocial, and I was locking myself in the house watching Real Housewives of Atlanta while I was doing these puzzles. So that's my favorite indoor activity, is watching TV while doing puzzles. What do you do to beat this heat?
I've been on a Marvel binge lately because I went to see Thor, and afterwards I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch all of the Marvel movies from beginning to end. But I also need to watch Ms. Marvel as well because it just ended. So I've watched the first episode, and I watched a little bit of the second episode, and then I took a nap because I was really tired. I wasn't feeling the best yesterday.
Oh, are you feeling, you told me that. Are you feeling any better?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. So we have a great show coming for y'all, as we said before. After this break right here, we'll be going live. Me, Jake Brown, my dad, Larry. He's the best. You're going to just love him. And we're going to talk a lot of sports and what's going on. He has a lot of fun stuff coming for you after the break.
Every Monday night, check out Ray Adams as he hosts the Monday Night Golf and Lifestyle Show from 6 to 7 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060.
What's up? It's Xander Simmons. I'm a junior at Cactus Shadows High School, and I'm here this June to give you my takes on the latest in sports. I specialize in baseball, and as a huge MLB fan, I watch my Dodgers every game day. There's nothing like the crack of the bat when I'm at the game and having that rare opportunity to catch a foul ball. Tune into the Varsity Show every Saturday morning to hear more.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind. Welcome to the Jaguar Nation. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner up with Canyon View High School in the West Valley to be the voice of Jaguar athletics. Tune in on Saturdays to hear the Jaguar Nation, featuring coaches, students, and staff between 9 and 10 a.m. on AM 1060 KDUS, and subscribe to the Varsity Sports Show YouTube channel to get free exclusive coverage of Canyon View sporting events. Welcome to the Jaguar Nation.
Jack it up.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com.
Check out KDUS AM 1060 on 100.7 KSLX HD2. That's right, HD Radio on 100.7 channel number 2.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Varsity Sports Show. I'm Lindsey Seltzer, live in the studio with Jake Brown, and we have a very special guest on the phone today. I'm a little biased because he's my dad, but we're about to sit here and talk about sports news for the week. Dad, you there?
Hello?
Hello, you there?
Hold on. Will you put ESPN on hold? I have to do a segment on 1060 KDUS. Put them on hold, please.
Did you put ESPN on hold for us? Did you do it?
I did. You know, I have a very busy morning this morning. So
I know.
I'd like to. Hold on. It's cold. I think it's 103 in our backyard today.
Tell us where you're reporting from.
Well, I'm reporting from our backyard, and that brings up a good point. A little Seltzer report this week. We got a brand new fence, and we got a new air conditioner, so we're having a banner week here. I also wanted to give a couple shout-outs to Barry, Mark, Scott, Stephen, all your uncles and kind of uncles have birthdays in the next couple of days. So let's give them their due, their shout-out, and also let's talk about Fidelity One, Iron Bridge, and Steel Associates, sponsors here from the back porch in Houston.
There you go. You got it all in. Are you ready to talk about sports now?
I am. I got some good stuff for you, Lindsey Lou.
All right, bring it to me.
So let's talk big time. We got the Bel Air, Texas 11U team playing for the state championship in Tyler. Is that what you wanted to talk about?
You know, I was thinking maybe a little bit bigger, but I do give us what you know about that, a little local news.
Well, just so you know, the city of Bel Air has many baseball teams, but their 11U is going for a state championship in Tyler, Texas this weekend. So just give them a little shout out, a little something there.
Yes.
Talk about when it comes to talent, Lindsey. I don't think everybody knows how much talent you come from. You know, you have your Uncle Stephen who can play pickleball left-handed because his right hand is messed up right now. You have your dad who shot a 76 and drove a par 4 within 1 foot but missed the putt. And a lot of talent. And then you got Sam, who's probably going to be the biggest artist out there. And they need to know what kind of family you come from. It's incredible.
I agree. Just a family of pure athletes. And speaking of athletes and golf, give us your thoughts on the golf news from this week with the championship and what's been going on there, and especially with Tiger Woods.
Pretty incredible when you think about it. And I was having this discussion last night. There's probably a whole generation that will not know how good Tiger Woods really was. And so because of that, to see him come across that bridge on the last hole yesterday. He may never play in that tournament again at that spot. He'll play some more, but he got a little teary-eyed, and he was the best of the best at his prime. And it's going to be a generational thing. We'll just say, "Oh, he was good, but we got to watch it, and he was amazing." So it's a little sad to see him walk across that bridge and not get to play the next 2 days.
And what do you think about his words about the LIV golf tournament and what's going on there with LIV and the PGA?
So I think where Tiger came from, the way he was brought up with his dad, and you and I have discussed this in length. I think that building yourself on the tour where you have to achieve to make greatness on the best stage out there, I think that bothers him a little bit that these guys are going for all the money. And you can't blame them for going for the money. It sets them up for life.
Yeah.
But the traditionalists, they feel like they're gonna win out in the end because that's the way golf was put together originally. Also, there's a lot of new opinions out there that once the LIV Tour gets its footprint out there, that they're going to pull the rug from under and just be done with it. That they're doing this for publicity. So
really?
I agree with Tiger's feeling of traditional will win out.
So, in other news, just moving on with sports because we're on live radio, we got to move a little bit. So,
I got you, girl.
What do you think about the news about the Phoenix Suns, especially DeAndre Ayton, and the offer that the Suns are supposed to match for the Pacers?
Well, right before I came on the air, Wojnarowski called me about a trade that's getting ready to go down. So, me and Woj are big buddies.
Totally.
But so there's a rumor out there this morning that Houston is going to trade to get Westbrook back, and they're sending 2 Michael Jordan rookie cards to get him back. And once they get him back, then Houston's going to trade Westbrook.
Right.
Well, KD is going to go to Phoenix. So KD will be in Phoenix, and then Houston's going to trade Westbrook for KD and Booker and Ayton. So I'm going to renew my season tickets because Houston's going to be great. I don't know if that's going to be great for Phoenix, but that's the latest trade.
For 2 Michael Jordan cards?
Yeah, 2 rookie Michael Jordan cards for Westbrook. So I think that's fair, don't you?
I do too. I mean, we were paying John Wall about $1 jillion to sit on the bench for 1 million years too.
Exactly. Now John Wall's going to be with the Clippers.
I know.
He says he's ready to play third fiddle there and win it all with them. So it's pretty exciting.
Hey, don't
seriously,
bash on my guy John Wall. Washington Wizards fan here. Gotta give props to my guy John Wall. I know he's not as good as 2017, but
Well, I was watching something on John Wall. It's very interesting. I don't know if you've seen his new tattoo under his neck. I think it's either his mother or his grandmother, but he had a tough 2 years, and he admitted that, and he said he's now devoted, and he feels like everybody's forgotten about him. So he's really excited about going to the Clippers.
Well, I mean, I can't forget about him. We were paying him all that money.
Well, yeah. So now somebody else can pay it.
Exactly.
But on a serious note, Phoenix, I think, is going to be great. I don't know if they signed Ayton to trade him, but now they can't trade him for at least 6 months. That came from Gabe at dinner last night. He gave me that great information.
Thanks, Gabe.
So it'll be interesting. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens, with that. But, Phoenix is my new adopted team.
Well, it has to be with our Houston Rockets just in the gutter.
Yeah, but I like the way Phoenix plays. I love Chris Paul. Booker's an animal. I'm really excited about that team, and I think they're going to do great things. But I do think Golden State is still amazing, and you know how much I hated them before.
Yes, we are such bandwagon Golden State fans. It's actually nuts.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
we were a little late to it, but yes. What were you saying?
How's the Varsity Sports Show going this morning?
Varsity Sports Show is going good. I mean, we got Larry Seltzer on, which is just absolutely crazy. I don't even know how we booked that, but it's going pretty well. We have so much more coming, and I mean, we're already more than halfway through the show, and there's tons of more content coming. Is there anything that you like listening to in particular on our show, Dad? I'm going to put you on the spot.
I really like how you come from all directions, the different segments about different things. I can get it all on this show. I can get social media. I can get what the next great show is coming. I can learn about books. I can hear some comedy. I always love the comedy part.
Right, because I'm so funny.
Yeah. Oh yes, and the beauty of the language that comes from the two hosts there, it makes my morning. So I look forward to Saturday mornings. It's just incredible.
Well, Dad, thank you so much for talking. We laughed. We didn't cry because, that might be a little bit too much, but we had a great time.
Absolutely. Well, I look forward. I'm available. I got to go to ESPN right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're banging on my door, but
absolutely
great things this morning. Shout outs to KDUS 1060 Arizona.
Oh yeah,
they're doing a great job. We'll talk later.
All right. Thanks, Dad.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was my dad, and what did you think of him?
He is a very funny guy. I had to hold in cackling over the mic because I didn't want to laugh over him talking.
He's pretty funny, but don't you know where I get all my comedy chops from? That's where it comes from.
Exactly.
Like father, like daughter, like father.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Absolutely. Well, we have more of where that's coming from today. I know after this, we have Trevor talking about the NCAA, giving us a little update, and then we're going to go on break. And after that, we have another segment that is live with Tyler. We're going to hear from one of our very own out from the golf course. So I'm excited to hear what we have from him as well.
This is Trevor Goodwin for Varsity Sports Show of your NCAA Roundup of a week. Some news came out during Big 12 Media Day and other news regarding the upcoming college basketball season. First, Texas Tech announced a $200 million project consisting of a 4-story building in the south end zone that will include locker rooms, offices for coaches, and a field-level club area that the Red Raiders will go through before games. During Big 12 Media Day, incoming Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark said the conference is exploring all options when it comes to further expansion, including the possibility of adding Pac-12 schools. He said, "We're open for business and we're vetting through all of them." He said that we've received a lot of interest, but nothing is imminent at this time. Outgoing Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlesby said each team recorded $42.6 million in revenue, which is a record for the conference. Texas and Oklahoma's exit was a theme in Media Day, with Mike Gundy jokingly saying if he was commissioner, he would not let Texas or Oklahoma into any meetings, and he also said, "We go to these conference meetings, and OU and Texas are still there. They're still in the conference, but I'm guessing when they leave, they're scratching down things that can help them when they're in the SEC, so it's an unusual situation." I think there's a business side of it, and nowadays people say it is what it is, which 10 years ago they might not even be allowed in the meetings. Another subject brought into Media Day that was addressed is the horns down gesture, which will still be counted as a taunting penalty this year. The Jimmy V Classic was announced for college basketball this week, with the men's doubleheader taking place on December 6th at Madison Square Garden, with Duke facing off against Iowa and Texas playing Illinois. The women's games will be hosted on campus sites on December 4th, with a top 10 matchup between UConn and Notre Dame and Virginia Tech and Tennessee. The Jimmy V Classic is used to raise money and awareness for the Jimmy V Foundation for cancer research. College basketball is back at sea, with Gonzaga and Michigan State scheduled to play on the San Diego Bay on the flight deck of the USS Abraham Lincoln on Veterans Day. This will be the first aircraft carrier game since 2012. This opportunity to play on an aircraft carrier in front of men and women who serve in the military and willing to put their lives on the line is an experience that is going to mean something to the young men who play in the game for a long, long time, said Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo. Finally, the Western Atlantic Conference is changing how it seeds its postseason basketball tournaments by introducing an evolutionary concept to the sport. The 2022-2023 season will see the WAC's men's and women's basketball standings be determined not just by the conference wins and losses, but also an algorithm that rewards and or punishes based off performance against all teams they face in the regular season. Analytics continue to grow in sports, and it will be interesting to see if any other conferences also try to do the same in the future. This is Trevor Goodwin with the Varsity Sports Show of your NCAA Roundup of the Week. See you next time for another report.
HD Radio is here for KDUS AM 1060. Check out your favorite shows and games on 100.7 KSLX HD2.
This is Trevor Goodwin from Varsity Sports Show, and this summer I will be covering the topics that have the sports world talking that week, from the pros to college to your local community. There's never a dull moment, and there's no such thing as an off season. Don't miss out on any of the content. Tune in weekly to the Varsity Sports Show, 1060 KDUS, Arizona. See you there.
Show you something that you ain't never seen. Go 5 rings, 5 chains. Check. 2 watches, that's 12. Drop. Come through and slam on you. I'm in the air. Before it's all said and done, let me make one thing clear. What? True to it, not new to it. I'm rookie of the year.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner with SaberCat Athletics. That's right, the Scottsdale Saguaro SaberCats are on the Varsity Sports Show. Join the varsity team as we cover the Cats during the SaberCat Report on Saturday morning's Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring players, coaches, and commentary. Look out for live stream coverage of Saguaro SaberCat sporting events by going to YouTube and searching for Varsity Sports Show, then click that subscribe button to stay up to date. The Saguaro SaberCats are here. Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, it's Dylan.
Ready to bring KDUS AM 1060 into your home with Alexa?
Hi, I'm Alexa.
Download the KDUS AM 1060 skill and enable. Then say, Alexa, open KDUS AM 1060.
This is where I start my day.
Lindsey Selzer live in the studio with Jake Brown, and we have one of our very own members calling in today, and he's on the phone, and I believe he's coming at us live from a golf course, but I want him to tell us himself. So Tyler, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, guys. How's it going?
Hey Tyler, tell us about where you are right now and what you're up to.
So I'm up in beautiful Sun City right now at Union Hills Golf Club. Made the drive all the way out from Phoenix. I had to do it. This course is amazing, guys. I'm only through like 5 right now, but I'm really loving it.
Have you ever been, or is this your first time?
No, this is my first time on this course specifically. Oh, I made a big divot here. Got to fix that. This is my first time out on this course. So playing it's a little rough right now. There's a lot of hills, a lot of sand traps. Got to get used to. I'm not quite sure where the ball's kicking just yet. So gotta figure it out and adjust on the fly, you know?
So over 90 or under 90 today?
Oh, goodness gracious, over for sure. I'm already I wasn't playing well those first 3 holes. Couple balls in the houses already, but that's okay.
So you've lost a few balls already?
I've lost one. Another one, it went out of bounds, but people have, like, open backyards out here. So I saw it. Guy wasn't looking out his window, so I just ran right in, grabbed it, and got out.
A little trespassing, admitting to it on live radio. There you go. There you go, champ. There you go. We got to love it. I love it. So are you there by yourself today, or are you with anybody else keeping you company?
Well, I came here by myself. Wow, I can't believe I left that one short. That was a par putt that I left short, guys. How can I do that?
Oh, my
I came here by myself. Got paired up, though, as you usually do when you come out during these morning tee times. If you're by yourself, usually they're going to throw 1 or 2 people on you. So I got another single here who's playing through with me, but he's hitting right now.
Do you know his name or her name?
Get there. No, hold up. Oh, you just missed his putt there.
Are y'all friends? Are you becoming friends? Are you making friends?
Kind of, you make the small talk. And, oh, hey, that was good. I saw that go in. That went in.
You're like, that's a give me.
Yeah, that was a give. But yeah, you make the small talk and everything out here. He said, actually, hilariously enough, that his friends. Okay, hold on. You're gonna have to hold me. Stay with me on this one. Okay, ready?
Okay.
His friend's son's girlfriend was a Cronkite student a couple years ago.
Very
Didn't get
cool.
a name. He doesn't remember, but small world, guys.
Super small world. That's how y'all are connecting out there on the golf course. Cronkite brings people together. I'm telling you.
It really does. It really does.
Everybody knows what Cronkite is, and it's great. So you're on hole number 3, you said?
I believe that was 5. That was 5 I just finished up there.
You're cruising. What time did you tee off?
Just before 8 o'clock. So we're getting through here pretty quick. Everybody's kind of moving. This is one of those courses where, since it's up in Sun City, everybody kind of understands the population. So there's a lot of people here who already are pretty accustomed to the game. So it runs really smoothly. When you're playing on some of the other courses that I was talking about, you get some people who, like I said, aren't the best at golf, and that's okay. I'm not either, but understanding the rules and how to play the pace. Can you guys hear the cart? Is it really loud?
I can hear it a little bit.
I can hear it a tiny bit, but it's not like
It's not like over, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, you get some people who they don't really understand etiquette and the pace of play, so it slows down. But everybody here kind of understands what's going on, and we're kind of breezing through.
Have you ever encountered somebody like very intoxicated on the golf course? I just feel like that happens often.
Is my friends a good answer?
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
Oh yes, all the time. I'm usually the one that's having to babysit them because I like to play. Alcohol just kind of makes it hard. It's bad when you go to lean down to put the ball on the tee and that ball's not move. It's not staying still. That ball's moving when you lean down. So My friends are usually the one. I'm the one who stays sober so that I can drive them home.
There you go. I like that.
You always need the designated driver.
Yes.
Exactly.
Jake, you got anything you want to say to Tyler before we head out? Give us a question or a little something. Give us something.
Give us a question. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how what do you recommend this course? How would you recommend?
So far, I definitely would. It's a little bit on the pricier end, but this is a real nice course. It's in really, really good shape. It's got a lot of water. It's got a lot of sand traps. So if you're looking to actually, have some fun, have a bit of a challenge, this is definitely a course you want to get out to, especially if you're out in the West Valley.
Have you gotten any sand traps today? Have we had to chip out?
Yeah, I was in one already, and I wasn't used to how much sand is actually supposed to be in it. I'm used to back home, those things are just rock. So you go to hit out of it, and your club, when you hit the ground, because you want to hit that sand first, try to get under it, scoop it out. When you hit the ground, there's no sand, so your club just ends up kicking. But there's a lot of sand in this one, so it took me a couple shots to get out. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, well, for me, it takes me, I think, at least 7 shots to get out of the trap. But Tyler, anything else you want to say before we send you out? And we're actually going to go right into your Sounds Like segment.
Oh, perfect. Well, I love the fact that you guys were playing Brandy. I actually legitimately was listening to that song right before I called you guys. So it was a perfect connection.
I love that.
Love it.
Well, Tyler, thanks so much. And you'll be back in the studio next week taking over my seat, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you'll be coming for my throat. I'm going to have to watch out. All right, Tyler, have fun. And, let's not go too much over 90.
I'll try my best.
Okay.
I'm really trying my best.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we got Tyler Sounds Like coming up right now.
This is Sounds Like on the Varsity Sports Show.
This sounded something like this.
How's it going, everybody? Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show, back with another edition of Sounds Like, my segment where I take songs and show you whether they sampled or cover songs previously so you can see the connections throughout music. Now, a song that I've been thinking about lately is Whitney Houston, Greatest Love of All. The story behind it is I used to work at a summer camp, and we always did a song with the children that we sang in front of their parents, and this happened to be the song one year. I'll play it for you here just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Now, this is a very popular song. It hit number 1 when it was released back in 1985. But what many people don't actually know is that this is a cover of a George Benson song called The Greatest Love of All. It was the main theme for the movie The Greatest, a biopic of the boxer Muhammad Ali. I'll give you a listen to Benson's version of it first.
I decided long ago never to walk in
So Whitney Houston has one of the greatest voices of any artist all time. And George Benson is one of the most legendary R&B artists of all time. So it's funny how a song that was actually pretty popular when it came out, I believe Benson actually re-recorded it a bunch of times in various different singles, EPs, and all kinds of stuff. Yet it was Whitney Houston's cover that really took this song to the next level. I think what it shows is how you can have great lyrics, but it's in the singer, it's in that expression and the emotion, and no one does it better than Whitney Houston. An even better example of this is also from Whitney Houston, and it's her 1992 hit, I Will Always Love You. Now, for people in my generation, when we think Whitney Houston, this is the song we think about. Not only is it a legendary song, but it got used in some memes and stuff here and there. So, of course, that's going to stick with our generation. But what a lot of kids in my generation don't actually know is that this is also a cover of a 1974 song by country legend Dolly Parton. Again, I think this is just a great example of having a really good song by an already famous artist, but you get another very popular artist to do a cover of it, and they just take it over the top, crank that thing up to 11, and it becomes a masterpiece. So next time you hear a song that you think sounds slightly out of genre or you think it sounds familiar, go ahead and do your research, because I guarantee you, and I know there is way more examples of this same scenario that Whitney Houston's in, covering a bunch of songs and making them even more popular than their original versions. There's a bunch of scenarios out there like that. So go ahead and do your research on them. Always be thinking about music. That's what I want you guys to do. But thank you so much for listening. This has been Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show and Sounds Like.
All right, welcome back to Varsity Sports Show, y'all. I'm Lindsey Seltzer, and that was Tyler's Sounds Like segment. He always blows me away with what he finds, and we were just talking about it a little bit in the studio, and we really only have a little bit before we go on to our next segment. But what did you think about the Dolly Parton version versus the Whitney Houston version of I Will Always Love You?
I just think, Dolly is Dolly. But I just feel like you can feel more emotion in Dolly's because you can feel like she wrote it, so it has more, I think less is more. And Whitney Houston is just, she's great, but it's just, I'm not listening to that on the daily because it's way too much for me.
Understood. All right. After this, we have more pre-recorded segments. We have Vince back with It's Dylan, and he's also going to be talking to Vance Miller, and more after this. We'll be back.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hey everyone, my name is Tyler Bender and I'm a student at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Being from Hawaii, I'm really big on community and family, so I'm very happy to be a part of yours. This summer on the Varsity Sports Show, I'll be bringing you content such as music, food, sports, and everything under the sun. So if you want to learn more about me and my voice, listen to me every Saturday on the Varsity Sports Show. We'll see you guys around.
Hey guys, Vince here. Please join me in welcoming the 2022 Varsity Sports Show Summer Broadcast Team.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Selzer from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism.
Hi, I'm Trevor Goodwin from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
Hi, I'm Jake Brown from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hi, I'm Xander Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School.
Hi, I'm Tyler Bender from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is brought to you by AC by J, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Drains.
This program is paid for by the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization, and its partners.
You are listening to the Varsity Sports Show Summer Edition on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Featuring Tyler Bender, Jake Brown, Trevor Goodwin, Lindsey Selzer, and Xander Simmons. And now, the Varsity Sports Show. Welcome to Dylan. He's out and about looking for fun. He's Dylan. Brought to you by Chris Scott of Remax Key Properties in Bend, Oregon, where it's living at its best. 541-999-5614. And now, it's Dylan.
What's up?
So, whenever I see that it's like over 110 outside, I start to get worried. I start to get worried about your dog. Because I know you do a lot of hiking.
Sleeps.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He sleeps all day in the AC.
Yeah.
He's good.
I don't worry about you. I worry about the dog.
Oh, I don't do much outside when it's 110 either. So.
Well, that's too bad. You should.
I should go hike to the top right now.
With no water.
No water. Coffee.
Yeah.
like the millennials in the mornings when I see them.
Yeah.
They've got their coffees on the hikes. It's like, give me a break.
So let's talk about the dental appointment that Loki had recently, or is about to have. What's going on there? We're worried about Loki, your 14-year-old mini pin.
Yeah, well, he's getting old. This will be the last one, hopefully. I mean, well, not hopefully, because I'd like him to live to 20 or so, but that's probably not going to happen. He's got bad teeth. He always has. So every so many years, this is probably the fourth visit, I think, if I did the right calculation. And I really envision that they will probably yank the rest of what's left.
Yeah.
They're pretty bad. He's got some broken teeth in the back, and he's, and that affects his health and whatnot as well. So I'm hoping that if we can get rid of the infections and the broken teeth and clean up what's left, if there's anything left, then he'll be happy for whatever time he's got left. And he's in pretty good shape. So hopefully it'll be a couple more years.
Does the vet, like when they see you, do they hear a cash register ring every time they see you walk through the door?
I'm guessing they do. Here's the funny thing here, and this actually it's not funny. I'm going back to my same vet clinic, but my vet retired after 30 some years.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing somebody completely different, and we'll see. Because you stick with the same person, same clinic for, over 30 years, over 35. Well, I'm 50 now, so probably over 40 years, 42, 43 years, because we were we've been going there since living in the old neighborhood, taking cats and dogs there since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So well, we'll see how this one goes.
Yeah. So outside of that, what's going on this weekend out there?
You know what? I'm starting a job with my dad. I'm gonna help him. He's 75 years old. He can't.
You got
stop
him out there
working
working,
side
huh?
jobs.
Yeah.
Well, I don't got him anything. I was begging him. He told me in typical old man fashion, well, what am I gonna do? Sit around and watch the idiot box, do crossword puzzles? And I'm telling him, I can think of a million cool things we could do. You have an RV. I know gas is outrageous, but we could jump in that thing and go. So there's a million places and a million things I would rather be doing than doing a side job, laying block in the summer.
Well, things are tough. I mean, you got to get out there and work. That's.
I told him, no, don't get it twisted. I told him I will give him the money. Like I will pay you to not do this job, even though I don't have the money. And he said, I don't need the money. It's just I don't want to sit around anymore.
Yeah.
So
I have to. We need to address the elephant in the room. Besides the elephant being Dylan Weinmiller, because
God,
you're as big as an elephant. Let's talk about what happened to you last week, because we were waiting for you to come on and do It's Dylan, and fortunately we Tyler and Trevor and I managed to get through the segment without you as we were waiting for you to call in.
You guys are pros. You guys are pros, and I'm glad that.
What happened? And
did.
Be truthful.
I can't be too truthful, only because I believe this is a G-rated radio station. But, I went out with some old friends, really friends from high school I haven't seen and actually done anything, hung out with. Well, I take that back. I went to the Jack White concert with one of them not too long ago. But just fun people, and there was some live music going on, and we went out, had a good time, ran into 3 of my former North football players. They're adults, fully 30-somethings now, and just it got a little wild, and next thing you know, I get home, I wake up the next morning, I'm ready to roar. I'm ready to tell stories about the night before and everything else, and I don't have a cell phone. So cell phone, long story short, cell phone was in somebody else's possession until they were kind enough to drop it off, I believe, shortly, right there, right at the same time you were calling me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We'll leave it at that. We're not going to get into too many other details on it. I think anybody with that has fun in life, you may not understand what's going on. I'm talking in code, but others that actually go out and enjoy themselves can probably, they'll use their imagination and come up with something good.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on It's Dylan with Dylan Weinmiller. And
so congratulations on all the big moves. And, loved seeing you check in with North High School. That's my alma mater. Love the Mustangs.
Yeah.
I know they're doing a great job over there, and hopefully everything's going well. Just keep up the great work. You and the interns and everybody else. So I'm going to be nice because that's just who I am versus who you are.
All right.
You might be able to learn something from me here.
Yes. All right, Dylan, thank you so much, and we will talk to you next week.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right.
It's the Varsity Sports Show Summer Football Tour. And now, here's Vince.
All right, guys, joined by brand new, but not new to coaching in Arizona, new football coach at Mesquite High School, Vance Miller. Coach Miller, kicking off camp. You've been in your position. You've been at Mesquite now for a few months, correct?
Well, that's actually my second year. Came on as the running backs coach last year under Scott Hare, and when he stepped down, I interviewed for the position and was fortunate enough to.
Okay, so you're a couple of years removed from a state championship out there at Mesquite. Obviously, you're coming in. What's different?
Well, we're really young. We're really young. There was a very heavy emphasis on last year's seniors before them. They had some great athletes, moved on to some Division I colleges. They had some great packages of kids put together. Those kids have moved on, and really the majority of my kids, 90% of my kids, haven't taken a varsity snap yet. So we're very young. They're very eager, and they're ready to fill the big shoes.
Looking at administration, what kind of support do you have from administration, from families? Obviously, we're up here at Camp Shadow Pines preseason, kicking things off, a lot of anticipation, excitement. What's the overall vibe?
Oh, it's been great. Starting with the administration, my athletic director, Rudy Alvarado, I couldn't ask for a better guy. Totally supportive, communicative. I mean, everything that I need within his power, he takes care of. Rod Houston, my principal, has been amazing. I interviewed probably 4 rounds of interviews, and every one of them was with him, and in a panel, and he's just been outstanding. And just anything I've needed, they've been fantastic. Our booster club's fantastic, comprised of a lot of parents. We get more and more parents that are getting involved. Matter of fact, we're up here at Shadow Pines, like you said, and we have several parents that made the drive up. They rented a place in Heber so they could come out. They put lawn chairs up on the sideline, watch them practice, loving what we're doing.
You get a good vibe for what kind of team you have when you get here, but what's the expectation? I mean, what are you hoping to accomplish here besides escaping the heat?
Well, new staff this year, like I said, new crop of kids. They're young. They haven't been on varsity. They don't understand the varsity intensity and varsity speed. We had a great spring practice. We had a lot of good summer practice and summer lifting. This is kind of that cap. We want to be able to come down the hill, as we say, ready for a game. We want to come down as a family and be a totally different team. So we talk a lot about culture and expectations and just team rules and goals constantly, and we're living up to them. And we want them to be able to come down the hill with a new way of life, a new outlook towards football, where they're not going to take any shortcuts and not take a backseat to anything. Every expectation is going to be upheld throughout the rest of the year.
Grew up in the Valley, obviously. Saguaro High School graduate. You coached there. You coached at Apache Junction. You coached at Arcadia. What's different about Mesquite?
Oh, man. Just the buy-in from the kids has been fantastic. They did not stutter with anything that we wanted to implement. They were eager. They're hungry. They're so respectful. I really couldn't ask for a better group of kids right now.
A lot of excitement over the season, obviously. You can't do this alone. You've got an amazing staff here. You want to maybe acknowledge a couple of those guys?
Absolutely. Start off with Walt Sword. Walt Sword was my defensive coordinator in Saguaro back in 1993. So he's been around the Valley for a long time, a lot of state championships under his belt, a lot of experience. And he when I was at Apache Junction, I got my first head coaching job. He came over and helped me there. He was with me at Arcadia, and he's here with me at Mesquite. Coaching our running backs. So it's just that full circle. Used to be I played for him, now he's coaching for me, and it's just been amazing. Paul Schriel, quarterback's coach, he was with me at Apache Junction for about 8 years. He's with me. He was offensive coordinator at Combs last year. Mike Brown, who was previously my offensive coordinator years ago at Apache Junction. He's been at Red Mountain, Basha offensive coordinator for several years. Now he's my wide receivers coach. Rob Lang, my defensive coordinator, again, been with me about 5 or 6 years. I got a couple of guys on staff that actually played for me back at Apache Junction. So it's just it's comprised of a really family atmosphere of coaches. So I got some new guys on staff, some guys I retained from last year's staff that have just absolutely gelled with everybody. So it's just we have a family within a family with our coaches.
All right. Coach Vance Miller, Mesquite High School, the Wildcats coach, good luck, and looking forward to following you guys this season.
Thank you, sir.
Need social information about KDUS AM 1060? Try KDUS1060.com, at KDUS AM 1060 on Twitter, and Facebook.com/KDUS AM 1060.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Thursday and Saturday night high school football game of the week. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Choose from Thursday or Saturday night and have an exclusive audience on a big stage. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school football action on Thursdays and Saturday nights this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show.
This is Dylan, the star of It's Dylan on the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in Saturdays for It's Dylan.
Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, it's Dylan.
Your caddy, Ray Adams, takes you beyond the 18th hole on Saturday mornings with Great American Golf from 6 to 7 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Lindsey Selzer sitting in the studio with Jake Brown, and we have his dad on the line. So I'm going to hand it over to Jake to get started with his live segment. So here you go. Here it goes. All to you.
Thank you, Lindsey. Dad, how are you doing this morning?
Good.
I know you were just on a bike ride because you're training for a triathlon, not just a triathlon, but an Ironman later this year.
Yeah, me and a couple of other guys, we went out and knocked out 50 miles this morning.
Wow.
Started really early to try and beat the heat, but around here this time of year, it's just hot. So, yeah, now we're recovering, drinking water, and trying to cool down.
So what's different about training for a triathlon where it's incredibly hot, or I guess an Ironman as well, where it's incredibly hot versus training for an Ironman in Maryland where it's not as hot and more humid?
Well, I think that the big difference is in the wintertime around here, it's great training weather, and back east in the wintertime, the weather is a lot more variable. You get a lot more practice in cold weather. But I like to do events that are hot, so I've done Ironmans in Florida and Mexico and here in Arizona. So those tend to be warmer races later in the year, and training here in Arizona is a good prep for that.
So to those who don't know, an Ironman is a 2-mile swim, a bike of, I want to say 123. Is that right?
No, it's 112.
112.
And then a marathon.
And then a marathon, and it's all back to back to back. So it is.
That's right.
Physically grueling. And my dad has done 3, like he said, and now he's
Wow.
doing his 4th because he's an absolute maniac. Which is not something I could say about my dad because he's very even keeled. But what is there anything different about training in Arizona? Well, I guess I already asked this, but do you think you said it's good prep training in Arizona because of course you're doing the marathon in Arizona.
Yeah, no, I think what you have to do is plan, like any athlete has to do, to make sure that you've got enough fluids, that you've got snacks that you can. I mean, when you're out, like we did today, it was it took us 3 hours, just over 3 hours. So, during that time, you're expending a lot of energy, using a lot of your energy stores in your body. So you have to, have a snack, make sure you've got enough electrolytes and fluids to be able to make it through. So having a plan, and then also around here, there's a lot of cactus and stickers and plants that want to puncture tires. So make sure that you carry with you tubes and for your bike tires, and that you're good at changing bike tires, because that's a pretty common feature around here.
Yeah, because you had something happen to your bike, and I want to say Cozumel, which was your second Ironman.
Yeah, so they have technicians on the bike techs on the course to help out the athletes when something goes wrong, but sometimes it's just the bike is not fixable. And I had a situation where I could keep riding the bike, but I wasn't able to shift through all the gears. So it just ended up using a lot more energy than I wanted to use on that race. So, but we got through it.
You got through it. It was a great time for my mom and I because we spent most of our time in Margaritaville and Cozumel. But I want to ask, because you did your first Ironman in Arizona, but now you're doing your fourth Ironman in Arizona. What is different from training in your first Ironman to, being a veteran at it?
I was just talking with somebody about that earlier today, one of the guys I was riding with, and I think the thing that is different, you have more knowledge just about the equipment and about training and that sort of thing, but I think the biggest difference is that intellectually, how painful some of these training exercises are, some of the training workouts are, and what race day feels like. So getting mentally prepared, knowing that everything's going to hurt and that this is just how it's going to be, and then you're actually going to pay for the privilege of doing it. So intellectually, it's just harder that way. Even though we're smarter about how we train and know more about all the rest of it.
So what's because you've also done an Ironman in Florida a few years ago. What's different from training for an Ironman in like a more humid area of the country, more water-based area of the country, than doing an Ironman in more of a desert area like Cozumel and Tempe?
I think what I said earlier about the fluids and the snacks, we call it fuel, that you really, especially in the humid environment, it could only be 80 degrees, but the humidity makes it feel like 105. And so it just becomes more difficult to train at a peak level in those kinds of conditions. So you have to, there are supplements and there are electrolyte drinks and things like that, but just moderating some of the training to make sure that you're doing it smartly and not going out, say, at 11 o'clock in the morning when things are getting really toasty out there. Just have a plan and bring your fuel and your electrolytes and be ready to go early in the morning.
All right, Dad, we have a minute, and the All-Star Game is coming up this week, and you're a huge Dodger fan, but since we don't have a lot of time, I want to ask you, who is your pick to win the home run derby?
Oh, Juan Soto.
Any bias in that?
No, I mean, we watched him break in as a rookie. I thought last year he had a pretty good run and just, I think, ran out of gas at the end. I think he's going to give Pete Alonso a run for his money this year. So I haven't looked at the brackets. I don't know when he's going to come across Alonso, but I think he's got a shot to do it. I really do.
He would face Alonso in the semifinal.
There you go.
I'm really hoping for Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto final. So it would just be, I want Juan Soto to win, obviously, but it would be really fun.
Absolutely.
All right, Dad. Well, thank you for jumping on. Get some much needed rest after your bike run, and I'll see you at home.
All right.
All right, we had Jake's dad there with us, and we're going to get right into some pre-recorded content right now from Vince.
It's the Varsity Sports Show Summer Football Tour. And now, here's Vince.
All right, guys, joined by ALA-Ironwood head football coach Travis Epperson. Coach Epperson, I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time because you have you're coming back. You've got a young team this season. We're up here at camp. A lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement on your program. What can you tell us a little bit in terms of your team coming back this year?
So we've got an interesting mix. So we're coming back some important positions. So starting middle linebacker's coming back, going to be a senior. Quarterback's going to be a senior returning. So some important spots that are going to fill some huge leadership roles for us, as well as we started 3 sophomores on the offensive line last year and a junior, and so those 4 guys are coming back. So it's some really key spots. I feel like we got some great experience, and then around them, we do have a lot of youth. We're going to start a bunch of sophomores this year probably, and so it'll be really interesting to see how they come together and make a team. But what I'm excited about is a group that has, at important spots, leaders that know how to lead and involve those young guys and show them how do we do things.
When people think of ALA-Ironwood football and Warrior football, what do you hang your hat on? What has been your forte the last couple of years?
It's been a struggle. First of all, we weren't winning games, so I guess that's what people knew us as.
Yeah.
But really what we've tried to build it as is a sound football team that does not beat themselves. And for us, that's how we do it. We have good athletes, but it's not like head and shoulders above everybody we play. And so we've got to be a team that can not beat ourselves and play sound all the time for 4 quarters. And that's team we've got to be that disciplined team that can pull that off and play consistent.
Up here at Camp Shadow Pines, this first day, you guys are doing a lot of team-building activities. What are some of those things that you want to talk about?
So some of them are just fun. Like we're about to do a dunk contest. So some of them are just trying to get them to have some fun and get out of their shells a little bit. Other things are setting identities for our position groups because we have so much youth. Like understanding, like as if I'm a linebacker, what is the linebacker's role on a team?
Yeah.
Because some of our guys haven't played a ton of football, and so understanding like what's my job in this role? As running backs, what role do we need to play? And so we are trying to get them to have an identity within their position group, as well as an entire team. And so we're trying to hit both. And so we went on a long team hike and gave them some time to just enjoy being with each other and just talk and that as well as give guys opportunities to talk about why are you here? Because ALA-Ironwood's not traditionally known as a powerhouse football program, and so it was really interesting to hear guys explain why do you come here and why are you still here when Queen Creek High School is a big 6A school.
Yeah,
you could go to Castile. You could go. There's other options. So why are you here? And I think it was really good for them to hear each other and be open and honest about why am I here. And it was fun to hear the kids that explained it's the relationships with the guys that are around me that have kept me here. And so that team building, I feel like, went to another level today because they were able to hear it from their teammates that they're here for their brothers. And that helped us kind of take a step. So it's kind of, that's one aspect. But then we're also trying to build identities within units because we have so many young kids that are trying to step into roles, and they need to understand in my position group, we have an identity as well.
Do you feel like coming to camp that you're hoping that the leaders that you have now will continue to emerge as team leaders, or are you hoping to build new leadership from within the team?
A little bit of both. I think more of the first of wanting our established leaders to develop those relationships with the young kids that they haven't played with before, and so setting that tone from their end. And my hope would be that those young kids who are talented, hungry, work their tails off, that they see how it's done. And so over the course of this year, they go through their freshman and sophomore years. By the time they're juniors, they've seen how it's done. And so I would say that's a long-term goal, but more right now, my established leaders setting that tone for the younger guys.
Okay, we're 5 weeks away from home opener, Thursday night football game of the week. You're opening up against Anthem Prep, brand new football program, varsity football. What are you expecting from both your team and from them?
I'm expecting first game jitters and just kind of that overhyped, a lot of adrenaline. And so I'm expecting that first quarter to have a lot of pent-up emotion because you've put in 9 months of work to play 10 games. And so I'm expecting some of that. But what I am expecting, I'm expecting my established leaders who have been there before, they've played varsity football, to help calm so we're not beating ourselves and get overhyped. So I'm expecting a lot of energy, but I'm expecting our leaders to put that and direct it to a positive game plan. And from them, I don't know any of the players. I don't even know their coach at the moment. And so I don't know what to expect other than every school that I've been around that has opened, there's so much excitement. And so especially playing at their place, I think it's going to be interesting to see how we handle all of the pomp and circumstance that comes with a school's first game, and can we handle that environment.
ALA-Ironwood coach Travis Epperson. Coach, congratulations, another year. Every year that we're in this thing, it's a great year. So congrats and good luck this season. Looking forward to watching you guys. It's going to be an exciting year. It'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be exciting to see a lot of your leadership emerging here at camp. So thanks for the opportunity to cover you, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
I'm excited. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Easy Sports Talk with former NFL and MLB player Ed Smith and co-host Javon Adams airs Saturday mornings 10 to noon on KDUS AM 1060.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Thursday and Saturday night high school football game of the week. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Choose from Thursday or Saturday night and have an exclusive audience on a big stage. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school football action on Thursdays and Saturday nights this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show. Hey guys, Vince here. Please join me in welcoming the 2022 Varsity Sports Show summer broadcast team.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Selzer from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism.
Hi, I'm Trevor Goodwin from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
Hi, I'm Jake Brown from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hi, I'm Sandra Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School.
Hi, I'm Tyler Bender from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hello, sports fans. This is Dick Stockton, and you are listening to Arizona's home of youth, high school, college, and you, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
Have you downloaded the KDUS AM 1060 skill for Alexa yet?
Dude, Alexa is frustrated. No matter how many times do you ask, the answer is male, chicken.
Once you're ready, say Alexa, open KDUS AM 1060 to listen to your favorite shows.
It's time for the Recruiting Spotlight, sponsored by My Recruits and Coach Perone.
Welcome to the Recruiting Spotlight. We are joined by Coach Perone. Coach Perone, we got a couple guys that are still out there. One in particular that's a class of 2022, and what you were telling me about them off mic, these guys are pretty electrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy when most of these 2022s already, they've picked their school, they've signed their letters of intent. There's still a few great players available. And Samuel Visor, the linebacker out of Ironwood High School, stands about 5'11", 210 pounds. Unbelievable. He's an all-region Desert West linebacker, carries a 3.8 unweighted GPA, athletic, sideline to sideline, runs good, violent tackler. So many people are missing the boat on this kid.
Well, Coach, you asked this question before we started doing the segment. You said, what are coaches looking for? If you've got a good citizen, a great student, and a great athlete, what else could they possibly want?
Yeah, and it's discouraging for these young men, and it's discouraging for us. At the end of the day, we are in a problem. We are in an offset supply and demand scenario, and there are a lot of great, talented people out there. I'll tell you what, right now, Doug Madosky's not going to sleep on this kid. You can rest assured. I've had conversations with the Maricopa Mustangs. We know with Cole Cusatrone, the success that we've had with linebackers at the Maricopa Mustangs. Don't be surprised to see Samuel Visor wearing red and white this year.
Amazing. And the fact, like you said, again, great student. And when you've got a lot of college coaches out there that are pinning their jobs on these young people and making sure that they're good citizens away from the field, this guy's a good risk.
Yeah, you bring up a great point, Vince. I mean, at the end of the day, risk versus reward, right? How much are you going to lose on a great young man that's got a 3.8 GPA? You know, it's like I said, you got to stay positive, and we try to keep these young men positive. Any coaches that are listening to this, I'm going to send this show out to everybody. Take a good look at this young man. You won't be sorry.
All right, Samuel Visor. Yep.
Transitioning.
Yes, sir.
Samuel Visor, 2022. His Twitter is at Samuel Vizor. Now, 2023 electrifying wide receiver, Mountain Ridge High School, Terrence Hall. This guy caught 80 passes this past season.
Wow.
While he was double covered, Vince, every play.
Wow.
I will repeat that. He was double covered every single play and caught 80 balls for 1,200 yards and I believe 25 touchdowns.
Wow.
That's a stat line.
Yes, it is. And
currently holds a Division I offer from Morgan State. Tyrone Wheatley fell in love with him.
Okay.
The new staff over there, in love with him. Coach Wally over at UTEP, very excited to see him. He's actually going out there on the 27th. You know, the combination with Brendan Anderson throwing the ball and Hall catching the ball and the offensive line that Mountain Ridge has, I think you're going to see Terrence Hall and this group go far this year.
Outstanding. Coach, as always, very excited, very exciting to hear about these great young men. And you're going to be a part of our summer football camp tour that will be released on NFHS by July 31st. We're going to be spotlighting some kids. Am I allowed to say, did you agree to do it yet, Coach?
Absolutely. We're going to get this over, man. You guys have to be crazy to what you are providing opportunity-wise for these young men. I hope everybody sees it. I see the vision. I know you believe in the vision. I don't even know, there's some other big news that you're going to announce, and I don't want to say it, but I know I found out today about it. We just got done off the mic talking about it. It's huge. I'm excited to be a part of it. If you're not on the Varsity Sports Show and My Recruits Train, you're probably at the wrong station.
For the Recruiting Spotlight, Coach Perrone. Thanks again, Coach. We'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you later, Vince.
What is going on, everybody? It is Xander from the Varsity Sports Show, and we are back, week number 3 of the Israeli Minute. It is here, and I'm joined with 4 new people. We have Tatiana.
Hi, I'm Tatiana. I'm from Boston.
We have Ellie.
Hi, I'm Ellie, and I'm from Long Island, New York.
We have Evan.
Hi, I'm Evan. I'm from Washington, D.C.
And we have Oria.
Hi, I'm Oria, and I'm from Israel, Haifa.
Last time I talked to you guys, we were in Tel Aviv. But then after that, we went down to the kibbutz. Oria, what did you think of our time at the kibbutz?
It was amazing. I'm also discovering new things, new ideas about the kibbutz.
Yeah, the kibbutz was interesting. The hotel was interesting too. Lots of cockroaches, but we get past that. We were down near Eliad. We went to the Red Sea. Evan, what did you think about the Red Sea and the snorkeling and stuff?
Oh, that was really an incredible experience. All the fishes and just being able to be with your entire group out looking at coral and fish was just a really incredible time.
I agree. I think the best part of all this is just been meeting so much new people. Tatiana, for you, we are now in Jerusalem, the most holy city on the planet, arguably. What have you thought about Jerusalem so far?
I really like it so far. I've been here a few times, but I really connected with it. And I went to Yad Vashem today, and it was actually opened a lot of ideas for me.
Yeah, so we went to Yad Vashem. For those of you who don't know, it is a Holocaust museum. And Ellie, what did you think about kind of seeing everything and kind of understanding what Jews went through 75 years ago?
It was really interesting to learn about all their different stories and about every single person, and it was really it really made me feel connected to Israel as a country.
I completely agree. That was a really good answer. And Oria, what are we doing tomorrow in Jerusalem?
Okay, tomorrow we're going to be a special day because we are going to be in the old city of Jerusalem, and I feel we are going to be in my special place in the Kotel. The Kotel is the I think the religion place in the old city, and more surprised.
I'm super excited for all of that. Thank you guys all for joining us. Next time we talk to you, where are we going to be over here?
Next week.
Next week, where are we?
Next week, we are going to be in the south of Israel, next to Gaza.
Super excited. And tomorrow is Shabbat. Evan, how do you feel about Shabbat for tomorrow?
I'm incredibly excited, and we get to be with all 3 older bus groups, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, so we're actually separated by age. Ellie, are you excited to see your older friends?
Yeah, I'm super excited to see and meet them all again.
And then Shabbat tomorrow, Tatiana, what's been your experience so far experiencing Shabbat in the Holy Land of Israel?
Oh my god, it's amazing. Like when I'm back at home, like we never celebrate Shabbat, but like it's like I'm actually like singing the songs and like all the prayers, whatever, and it's like been really fun. And it's like building community and it's like really fun.
Great answer. I could not agree more. Well, thank you guys all so much for joining me. This has been Xander Simmons from the Varsity Sports Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, that was Xander with his report live from not live from Israel, but from Israel. And I'm Lindsey Selzer with Jake Brown in the studio. Welcome back to Varsity Sports Show. I know that we just had a lot of content there, lots of content with Vince. Vince, I don't think he has service right now, to be honest. But Vince, we miss you. And we are not done with the show yet. We still have more to come with other pre-recorded segments. I know after this, we're going to have Beachin' with Beal. He came on and did something with Vince, gave a little surf report. And also, we're going to have one of my favorites, which is Tyler Whip It Up, where he tells us how to cook things with very little supplies and what he has and kind of on a college kid budget. So, Jake, what did you think about those past segments and what are you excited for coming up?
Well, I always enjoy Xander's segment because, you know, I grew up in a very Jewish area. I'm not Jewish myself, but I have Jewish friends. And I've always wanted to go to Israel, so it's always great to hear what he's doing in Israel.
Yeah.
I also love to hear. I know this was way before, but it's Dylan. I was disappointed. We didn't get to talk to him.
I know. Maybe next time, but
maybe next time. The next time I'm co-hosting a show on the 30th.
Yeah, I mean, talking to Dylan's so fun. And actually, I am Jewish, so I appreciate Xander's Israel segments. I've been to Israel, I believe, how many times I've been to Israel? Twice, but I haven't been since 2016, so I'm really looking to go back, and I'm jealous that he's in Israel. Israel is awesome, and we love it there, so very, very cool, and it's cool to explore. It's cool to explore your Judaism in the land of the Jewish people, so honestly, very, very cool. Again, I'm really sad that we're not talking to Beal live, but, you know, we'll still get a surf report in, and we'll have to hear what he has to say after this break. But next week, are you in studio?
I'm not in studio. I'm not in studio until the end of the month.
So you'll be in studio the week after that?
Yes, I'll be in studio on the 30th.
Okay, well, I know next week we definitely have Tyler in studio, and I'm sure Trevor, if I had to take a guess. So we have T Squared coming in. But coming up next, we have one of our favorites, Beachin' with Beal. Not live, but still nonetheless good. And we'll be back after this.
We'll do what's best for the team, and we'll do what's best for you.
The Rich Eisen Show, coming to you weekdays from 3 to 5 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
What's up, Varsity Sports Show? My name is Jake Brown, and I am a sports journalism student at ASU's Cronkite School. As a sports fanatic myself, I know the news and topics us fans will be interested in. And even though I'm a sports guy, I'll also tell you what's new in movies and TV shows each week. See y'all next time on Varsity Sports Show.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675. Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
James Out West featuring Ryan Brooks brings NFL, NBA, and local sports talk to you Monday nights at 7 here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
And now it's time for Beachin' with Beal. Random thoughts from a real Orange County, California surfer guy, Mike Beal. The opinions expressed during this segment in no way represent those of KDUS AM 1060 Arizona, the Varsity Sports Show, its host, or its listeners.
What's up, caller?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Dude, Kenny and I are watching the show called The Terminal List on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's good, dude. You got to check it out. But so we're on the last episode. So
Oh, okay. Well,
Kenny was like, "Hurry up and talk to Vince. Just get it over with."
Okay. Well, yeah. So let's do a Southern California surfing report, and I wanted to first of all check in with you and see what was new. Is there anything else going on besides watching a program on Amazon?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
When do you want to record?
Right now.
I got some stuff.
Yeah, we're recording
okay.
now. Yeah.
Okay, let's start over.
Okay.
Let's go back and take it from the beginning.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
And don't use this on the air like last time.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's start now.
All right. All right. Welcome to Beachin' with Beal, Southern California Surfing Report, joined by my old friend Mike Beal. Mike, how's it going?
Oh, hi, Vince. Thank you. It's going quite well, actually. How are you?
I'm good. So what's going on this weekend at the beach? Anything new? Any new developments?
Well, yeah. A funny thing happened to me yesterday. I thought I might share with the listeners.
Okay.
You're always asking me to kind of educate everybody in AZ.
Yes.
So the other day I was surfing in Newport in my favorite spot. It's a secret spot called Secrets. But anyway, there is a lifeguard tower there, and all of a sudden, I was out there with about 3 other guys, and the lifeguard came out of the tower and stuck a flag in there, and it was yellow with a little black ball on it. It's called a black ball.
Okay.
And when that happens, everybody that's surfing has to immediately come out of the water. So whenever you hear the term black ball, it means kind of like you're getting kicked out of a particular place, maybe. So, for example, I remember you have been blackballed by several organizations, sets of our friends, your family. So it is also applicable to the beach and surfing. So that's kind of what I want to share with everybody this morning.
All right. So so did they figure out what it was that the reason for blackballing, I guess?
No, it only happens in the summer, and it's typically because a lot of, to use some more vernacular that we've been reviewing, it's because a lot of kooks, such as yourself, come to the beach, and they kind of don't know what's going on. And anyway, it gets a little dangerous when there's a lot of tourists in the water and there's a lot of guys surfing. It's prone to people surfing can accidentally hit people that are just playing around. So it's basically a safety measure for the most part.
Okay, I see. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, not because there was a shark sighting or something like that.
No, nothing like that. No.
Okay.
But I do also have some other big news for the show.
Oh wow. Okay, go ahead.
Hopefully Jake and Lindsey are sitting down.
Yeah.
I am enrolled in a ukulele class, and at the Costa Mesa Community Center.
Wow, you're just getting out there.
Yeah.
You first pickleball, now ukulele. You're pretty soon you're going to be wearing Depends.
Well, what can I say? I'm a man of many talents. So,
what are you, 90?
Well, so I decided I'm gonna play a little tune for our listeners.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So see if you can figure out what song this is. Okay. I'm not gonna sing. I'm gonna save that for when I graduate.
Yeah.
I've only had 2 classes. So
okay.
Bear with me. Okay.
All right. Go
Ready?
ahead.
Here we go.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Smoke on the water.
Yeah, Smoke on the Water. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You got anything? Just a little Stairway to Heaven?
I learned Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and Happy Birthday so far. Those are my 3 songs. But I'm hoping maybe by the end of the summer I can start taking requests.
Yeah, maybe
play live on.
Geddy Lee, Rush's greatest bass player. I mean, a little of that, and
Yeah, no, our instructor first day of class said no Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it's going to take a while for me to learn that one, but and that's it. So after I go to class today, I'm going to head back to the beach, and I'm going to go to a little brunch, a small little intimate gathering with some of Costa Mesa's elite at a place called Woody's in Newport Beach. But then the big news is that I wanted to tell everybody is that today the Orange County Fair opens right here in Costa Mesa. It's right down the street from my house.
Wow,
and the reason I mention it is because I remember when we were growing up, a lot of your hopes and your dreams, you always talked about running away and becoming a carny.
Yeah.
Maybe like following the circus or various state fairs. Maybe, I don't know, making nachos or being on the night cleanup crew. So anyway, I understand you're going to be out here in a week or 2.
I am. Yes, we're going to continue the summer football camp tour of the Varsity Sports Show, and we're going to be recording a special edition of Beachin' with Beal's Southern California Surf Report right there from Huntington Beach. Next week, and it'll be part of the NFHS Network special that will be airing beginning, I believe, Sunday, July 31st. So people will get to see what you look like.
I can't wait. And if all goes as planned and you promise to behave, I will consider taking you to the fair and making some of your dreams come true. I might even buy you a couple of tickets to take you on a ride. Who knows? Yeah.
All right. All right. For the Beachin' with Beal Southern California Surfing Report, my old friend Mike Beal, the Renaissance man. He is a ukulele player, a pickleball player, and a man of many talents and a surfer. So thanks, Mike, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Vince. Always a pleasure.
You already know what it is. Don't do it for me. Now watch me whip.
This is Whip It Up
Okay. Now watch me whip.
on the Varsity Sports Show.
Now watch me whip.
How's it going, everybody? Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show, back with another edition of Whip It Up, my little segment where I teach you how to make quick, easy, fun recipes from food you might already have lying around in your house. We haven't done a real pasta dish on this segment yet. We did stroganoff last weekend. You know, you can use egg noodles with that, but that's not really a pasta dish. And, you know, pasta is something you quite often have in your pantry. So let's do a pasta dish today. We're going to do carbonara. Now, I know this is kind of has a reputation of being a little bit more of the fancier end of the spectrum of pasta, but there's actually a real simple way to make this, and it can be real home style cooking, if you will. So all you're going to need is some spaghetti noodles, some Parmesan cheese, shredded, preferably, and then you're going to need eggs and milk, butter, and some kind of protein. Pork is preferable, so if you want to do like a pork belly or whatever, that's kind of fancy. I prefer bacon personally because bacon's awesome. And then if you like onions, you can do onions with this as well. And then it's pretty simple, to be completely honest. All you have to do is crack open the eggs and whisk those up. You're going to set those aside so you have those ready when you need them. Boil the pasta, cook the bacon. If you want to cook the onions in the bacon grease, go ahead and do that. That's just going to make them more flavorful. Once the pasta's all cooked, you have the butter, you have your milk, you have your cheese, you have your eggs, you have your bacon and your onions. You throw that all into a pot of drained pasta and you stir that bad boy up. And there you go. The milk is really there just to kind of make everything creamy. It melts the cheese. You just have to make sure that the pasta is hot when you put the cheese in. The butter is also going to make it a little buttery, so don't do too much. You kind of have to taste the butter yourself. There's no real exact measurement on it. Just know half a stick is too much. If you're using a full box of pasta, half a stick is probably fine. But if you're making like a normal size, like just for yourself, half a stick is way too much. Okay, don't go that far. Milk, cheese, butter. The eggs too, you're gonna want to stir those in, mix those around with the pasta as well. That will give it a little bit more flavor. And you're gonna want just a little bit of salt because the cheese is already pretty salty, but a good amount of pepper. Pepper is gonna be your best friend on this. The pepper is really gonna bring out a lot of the flavor in the carbonara. It's gonna accentuate the creaminess and the milk flavor. So make sure you get a lot of pepper in there. And the onions too are only gonna make it taste better. But yeah, it's real simple. I know, again, it sounds like a more high-end pasta, this idea of like this American fusion kind of pasta, but it's actually really simple to make when you break it down. It's just how fancy you want to make the ingredients is up to you. You can make it as homey as you want. Again, bacon is probably going to be your best bet, as you probably have that lying around in your fridge opposed to just pork belly, you know? So yeah, just again, run over the ingredients real fast. Spaghetti noodles, milk, eggs, cheese, butter, bacon, and if you want, onions. My brother doesn't like onions, so he doesn't get onions, but I love onions. I put a bunch of onions in mine. And a lot of pepper. Remember, just a little bit of salt, a lot of pepper. If there's one thing you learned, a lot of pepper. That's all you need. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week on this edition of Whip It Up. I'm Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for listening.
All right, that was Tyler Bender with his Whip It Up segment, which I always love, and I love spaghetti carbonara myself, so I'm definitely going to maybe make that for myself later if I'm feeling a treat. But
no onions, though.
No onions, yeah, that's what we were just saying. We are no onion people in the studio, but anyway, thank y'all so much for a great show this Saturday morning. I'm Lindsey Selzer in the studio with Jake Brown, and next week I believe we have Tyler Bender and Trevor, correct?
Yes, we do.
All right. Everybody have a great rest of your day. And come listen to Varsity Sports Show next week on 1060 a.m. from 8 to 10 a.m.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.